right, it's a little after 5 o'clock. I will start the public hearing. This public hearing tonight is in regards to a proposed ordinance change for the City of International Falls, amending the Home Rule Charter. First of all, we have all members of the City Council present. Also, we do have 2 members of the Charter Commission present in the room tonight as well. Just a little background of how we got to this point and why this meeting has come up. Approximately a year and a half ago, about the time that I became mayor, there was openings in the Charter Commission, and the conversation had come up that they hadn't met in quite some time. So at that point, we had reached out to the members of the Charter Commission, asked if they were still interested in serving in that capacity for the City of International Falls. We did have a couple that said yes, a couple that said no. Then we did make appointments to the Charter Commission. We had opened up appointments to the city, asking anybody that would be interested in filling that role to fill that role. And I also reached out to all of the people who had applied for a position to be on our city council at that time. We had a handful of people that did join in. They started to meet monthly. With that being said, we still struggled to get a quorum from time to time. We then, as a city council, took a recommendation from the Charter Commission to lower the amount of members from, I believe it was 15 to 9. Once we did that, we had very, very good rapport, and the members that stayed on there were able to do a lot of work and have went through many portions of the charter to get to where we're at today. One of the things that has happened throughout the course of the meetings that the Charter Commission has been doing is we've had city staff go in and, including myself, just kind of discussing bits and pieces and concerns that we have with the language in the charter as it's been written. And we have had some things taken out already. One of the things that we have removed from this city council as a recommendation from the Charter Commission is we have removed the police civil service. That was one of the things that was in the charter previously. We did keep in the fire civil service because at this time it didn't seem to make sense. One of the other things that has come up now is to change how we handle some money for the city in regards to the city charter. It is before you in the notice of the public hearing what the proposed language is, but basically what this allows us to do is issue bonds and take out debt. But the concern still was for the Charter Commission, and it definitely still is for me, and I would assume for the City Council. We want to make sure that the taxpayers are still covered so that we can't just take out money, I don't want to say frivolously, but it gives us the opportunity to take out bonds so that we can borrow money, so that we can get additional funds through grants. It also gives us the opportunity to work on projects when they're needed, not once we come up with the money, which has been one of the biggest issues that we've had from a city point of view with our infrastructure for years. We are one of the few cities in the United States that is debt-free, so we go into this with a little leg up on some other cities. But the reality is we can't continue to pay as you go for our infrastructure. And that's what's got us here tonight, and that's what the recommendation is from the Charter Commission. With that, I will introduce former City Councilor Pete Kaler, who is currently the chairman of the International Falls Charter Commission. Pete, if you'd like to come forward.
Well, good evening, everybody. didn't know I'd be talking again, but that's all right. I think we all know one of the biggest things about changing about how we bond without going to a referendum is we're able to get bonding money when the interest rates are in our favor. That's one of the bigger things. And I think we all know, I mean, it's the middle of summer and I drive around town, and if you know me and the dog do a lot of laps around town. And there's very few weeks where even in the summer, we're not seeing water breaks getting fixed. You know, it used to be a winter thing. And I think we're all under the understanding that where our infrastructure is, and the people on the Charter Commission, along with myself and the help of the city administrator and Lisa and everybody else, just think this is a good way to go about so we can get a jump on taking care of our infrastructure needs. You know, like, I think we can trust our elected officials, like Harley said, not to frivolously get money. I mean, it's only to be used when it's needed, right? And like anything, there's going to be hearings, just like today. If you guys decide to bond, then the public will get to voice their opinion, how they feel about it, if they have one or don't. And then you can decide and move forward with the project. And as I thought about this a little deeper, I thought this might, because of the hearing process and more of it being at that time and the council taking the action without waiting for a referendum, that might also get more people involved at the beginning. Grassroots get it started, they can come here in favor or against instead of just waiting for a referendum. As of now, we couldn't have a referendum because the election's, another year away. Special elections cost money. If you did, I think it's just a more streamlined process to get city work done for the benefit of everybody. And if I can just digress a little bit about how you talked about all the hard work that the people on the committee that work with me, they're very dedicated and very interested in what's best for the city. And a lot of what we're doing is just trying to streamline it, make it easier for the citizens of International Falls understand how the city runs a little bit and some of the rules and update language and such. But that's all I have to add, unless anybody has any questions.
Please, Councilor Buller.
I understand right, according to what has been explained, there's some grants and some money out there through rural water that we could access if we had this in our charter, and those are grants and loans and bonds that after they're paid for so many years, they forgive the rest of it. That's the way it was explained to me from Ted when he goes to these water meetings and stuff. And I think that's something that needs to be added to. I mean, we can bond, but we can also get some grants, and we can't do that without this.
Right. Yeah. This makes all that possible, but they're not waiting. Like we said, we all know no one likes to write bonds or taxes, right? But you can only kick the road's only so long that you can kick the can down, right? We all know that. So yeah, that's what this would be very important for things like that. And I've had the same discussions with them too.
Any other questions? So I guess my question would be more directed to the city administrator on this. What would be the process from today? Because I know we have to have a first hearing, second hearing, and then where does it go from there?
If I may back up just a moment, Mayor and Council. Also with this, the regulations that are put in place in this ordinance are within state guidelines. So we can't do anything greater than what state allows as well. So that's a protection to our citizens as well. It's nothing, we can't do anything more than the state statutes allow. Mm-hmm. So as far as process, after this meeting today, you have a council meeting. You can adopt the first reading of an ordinance. It's going to be an ordinance process, just like any other ordinance. The next council meeting would be the second and final reading of the ordinance, if you so choose. After publication, it would have to sit for 90 days. And then people have a chance to, I'm losing the terminology, but they can, come and question that, and we could take that back if there's concern. If there's no question or any concerns with it, then it would be approved after that 90-day period.
Is this a action that has to have 100% approval from the council, or is it just a majority?
I believe it's 100%.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that that was clear too for the council members. All right, I don't have any other questions. Thank you so much, Pete, for everything you've done and for everyone else at the charter.
Well, thank you for that. And like I said, there are a group of people that are very dedicated and really interested in, like I said, once we got the numbers down, things happen. People can't make meetings. Y'all get that, but we've been able to go ahead and get some work done. So thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Oh, and one more point to this is they've been meeting every month by charter. They have to meet once every 6 months or once a year. So, I mean, they've been going way above and beyond to try to get this corrected and move forward. So thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Is there,
Doesn't let me go longer than an hour very often.
well, you only did 15 minutes here.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else in the public that would like to bring in some input or questions or comments regarding the proposed charter change? Going once. Going, please. Hold on one second. I'm not even going to make you get up. I'll grab the mic and bring it to you.
We had really good discussions, and it wasn't all about bonding and finance. It was about the outdated language in the charter. We had many points where it talked about the city clerk. We don't do the city clerk as such anymore. So we went through it line by line, item by item. After a while, I wanted to scream, get moving, but they didn't listen to me. And we looked at many different charters for cities in northern Minnesota of our size and used them as kind of a general guideline, and yet keeping our own unique perspectives on how we wanted our city to be organized and to be run. I thought the meetings went very well. Pete runs a tight meeting, but he lets everybody speak, and everyone felt very free to speak and give their opinion. So I thought the meetings went very well. They were very inclusive of everyone's ideas. And we talked about a lot of stuff that was in the charter that none of us had ever thought of before. So there was a lot more discussion and decisions made in the rewriting of it than just the bonding issue. That's all for me.
Thank you.
All right. With that being said, if there's no one else that has anything to bring forward, I just want to reiterate, this has been a major triumph for our city council. We have, for a group to go through our charter literally line by line, and that was actually one of the conversations that I had with one of the previous charter members of why they didn't want to stay on the commission, is that he had been on the commission for quite some time, and they had went line for line on it 2 times, and maybe they need a fresh perspective, because if it was good last time we looked at it, why wouldn't it be good this time? So it was getting a fresh set of eyes on the document, which I think has helped out greatly. So again, I just want to give a ton of credit to the members of the Charter Commission to bring something like this forward. With that being said, I will close the public hearing.